When the workday's done and the lights are low, there's a place to go where the tech minds flow like the truths you hear with a beer or two from a mate who's been there, who's guiding you through insights from the best, the Incentric crew. They got stories, smarts, and something new. Is tech talk the way real friends do? Welcome to the Late Night Brew.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Late Night Brew, where we talk to brews first, and we eventually get around to what we're supposed to. Joining me for the second episode of this series on Shared PCs, where Nick is enlightening all of us. Nick, welcome back.
Hello. Thanks for having me again.
Of course. Well, you're the one who keeps showing up, so you're the master. Before we dive into some of the gotchas, good to knows, additional use cases, I should say, of Shared PCs, what brew are you having with me today?
I've gone very kind of middle of the ground beer Moretti, Italian.
Right.
Don't know if you get that in the States.
No, I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, beer Moretti. It's apparently Italian. I don't know if it actually is, but just a kind of standard lager.
I was going to say,
nice.
apparently
Does
Italian, apparently beer. You know, hey, it works.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if it actually is Italian. How about you?
I have got it's a DriveThrough. It's called DriveThrough Red. It's like a red IPA. They call it an ale. It's really hoppy though, so I kind of like IPA ale. It's good though. I it's got one of those tastes that I feel like most people would either like it or you don't. You know,
Right.
It's kind of that decisive of a taste.
Yeah.
So I like it. Josef Brau. Out in California. A good one. Now, jumping into it as promised, what are some of the, an organization's looking at adopting these shared PCs? What are some of the things they need to know before they start, right? High level requirements, prereqs, as it were.
Yeah. Good point. So yeah, we touched on the different use cases last time, but to cover all of them, you need to make sure you're running Windows 10 or preferably Windows 11. Windows 10 is, as you know, going to be out of support later on this year. So
October 2025.
Yeah. So you need to be running Windows 10 or 11, and they need to be Pro, Enterprise, or Education. And like with most things, the newer the version, or the later the version you've got, the more functionality there are and the less limitations. So some of the things you might think, oh, I wish I could do this, might be available in a later version, especially the switch between Windows 10 and Windows 11.
Yeah, I was going to say in other areas of 365 adoption, of course, to talk to that experience, sometimes things aren't really an issue and it's not worth diving into troubleshoot. It's like, no, just upgrade your apps. Like, exactly. They're there.
Exactly, 100%. Yeah. So there's that. You also, for this to work, need to make sure your devices are pre-registered in Autopilot. So you need to get that however you get those devices in, whether you upload the hardware hash yourself or your partner or distributor might input those hardware hashes for the devices straight into Autopilot. A big one, really big one is, and it shouldn't affect too many people, but it kind of gets overlooked sometimes, is that your device needs to support TPM2 for the device enrollment, because it's a secure enrollment using device attestation. You're not authenticating as a user. The device is self-enrolling in a secure way. So
isn't that
you
a
can't
requirement?
test. Sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, isn't that also a requirement for Windows 11 to begin with? Like, or am I thinking of a different security on the chip? I thought it was. I thought there was
I'll take your word for that. Well, you probably are right. Actually, I think you are right. But you can. I was thinking of you can kind of falsify that with virtual machines.
Okay.
Whereas so as an example here, you can't test device-driven enrollment or self-enrollment with a virtual machine.
Oh, okay.
Because such as Hyper-V, because you can't emulate TPM 2.0. Even though you tick the box, it doesn't work. So there's a good gotcha there.
That's interesting. I didn't know
you need
that.
to use you need to use a physical machine with TPM 2. You need to make sure you've got your appropriate deployment profiles and enrollment status pages configured in advance, and you need to make sure your devices are hardwired for an internet connection, because you've not
no
got
one there
that,
to click
that
connect.
Wi-Fi. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Awesome.
I think
so,
you can if you wanted to pre-configure the device with a Wi-Fi profile, but then you start taking away the automation of it then. So.
Well, I mean, also, how to chicken and egg, right? How's it going to get the profile from without you either touching it or Intune delivering it?
Exactly. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So
Any other good? The hardline one. That's a fantastic gotcha. Any other limitations like that, right? Of hey, you have to do this.
I wouldn't say there's anything else you have to do, but there's. I'd say it's a more complex configuration, or much more complex configuration than user-driven devices. There's more complexities to it. And as I mentioned just now, you really want to be running Windows 11 with it. As an example, there's a great kind of there's a function that you would want to use probably to make sure OneDrive is configured. OneDrive auto signs in with the user that's logged into this machine. Known folder move is on, and all of your kind of general OneDrive settings you will configure for users. That option's there, but it's not supported in Windows 10. OneDrive won't load even though it's on the machine, unless you start going into Intune and filling around with custom policies. So there's one really good reason just to start using Windows 11 with this.
Yeah, I was gonna say it really behooves you to upgrade.
Yeah. And a couple of others, BitLocker doesn't get enabled through out-of-the-box experience, so you need to make sure you've got that configured in Intune itself. There's no local account created on the device by default, so you need to make sure if you are doing that, you're using other methods for Intune. And that's probably about it, really. And unless I start going into specifics, but as a general rule of thumb, they're some good pointers.
That's a good list to start with, at least for this medium, because that's also our time, unfortunately. So, Nick, thank you for coming on again. Shared PCs, I'm sure, come up far more than we realize. I appreciate giving the overview. And if anyone needs more information, wants help, our information's below. Please do reach out. We are always here to help. Until the next time, Nick, appreciate it, mate. Take care.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Bud. Speak soon. Cheers, buddy.